Who are the Sabai-Priyatham? A program supported by Arizona Humanities. The Sabai-Priyatham were one of many groups in the southern Southwest and in southern Arizona specifically that were mentioned by historic chroniclers, including on this map by Father Eusebio Kino from the 1690s. The Sabai-Pri lived along the river, while the Apache and other non-Apache mobile peoples, such as the Manzo, Suma, Hano, and Hokome, tended to live in the mountains, especially later in time. Regrettably, the area occupied by the Sabai-Pri has been substantially reduced, and awareness of them has faded. The Sabai-Pri are a unique O'odham. The histories of the Tohono O'odham and the O'odham on the Salt and Gila rivers are related, but different from the Sabai-Pri. While confused in the past, important new information has been provided on the distinctions between these groups through archaeology, a reevaluation of the ethnographic and ethnohistoric records, and through discussions with WAC community members who are Sabai-Pri descendants. The Sabai-Priyatham are known by many names. Archaeologically, they're known as the Cayetano Complex, whereas the Gila River O'odham referred to them as the Spotted People,
Rasanavina,
and the Salt River O'odham referred to them as rabbit eaters.
Jui Hukam.
The term Sabai-Pri itself probably originates with the Tohono O'odham.
In various O'odham dialects, Sabai-Pri is said in different ways. S'abamakut, S'abamakam, S'abamawur, Apawipa. At WAC we would say Sababagam, which all mean being like the enemy or like the Apache.
This likely relates to their position on the frontier with the enemy and also their reputation as the best warriors. When the Spaniards first arrived, they referred to these people generically as the Pima. The Sabai-Pri are a subset of the Pima, the river people or river O'odham, although in the past they have been mistakenly grouped with the Tohono O'odham or desert people. The terms Pima and O'odham are equivalent. Pima results from a Spanish misunderstanding of a statement, while O'odham is the indigenous term, which means people. The Sabai-Priyatham lived in one riverside village year-round and relied on agriculture. They were focused on the river, with permanent year-round settlements. In 1539, Marcos de Niza was likely referring to the San Pedro Sabai-Pri when, with reference to their fields, he commented, "It's all irrigated and is like an evergreen garden." Irrigation canals and fields recorded on both the San Pedro and Santa Cruz rivers likely relate to the Sabai-Pri. The Sabai-Pri lived in one village and farmed with irrigation canals in the valley bottom. In this way, they were unique among the O'odham of southern Arizona. Other O'odham who utilized the river for agriculture did not live at the river year-round. Part of their year was spent in the desert, subsisting off wild plants and animals. Both of these O'odham were Acamel or river O'odham.
Understanding that there are really three groups of O'odham. We have the riverine people, which is, Santa Vera, and also the Acamel O'odham, because they live by the river.
Today the Salt and Gila O'odham call themselves Acamel O'odham, or river people. But historically the Sabai-Pris were also Acamel O'odham, or river people. That's how we see ourselves today.
Then the second group were a two-village people, that a summer village and a winter village. The winter village was closer to the mountains because of the water. The springs were there, and that's where they were for the winter. And in the summer, they moved to another village where there was like washes, and waited for the summer rains, because then they did auction farming. Way out west, they were more like the hunters and the gatherers. So that's how I understood that there were these three groups of O'odham. It's not just one whole group, And so they have their own dialects and, ceremonies, or the way they do things, or the way they understand things,
Most other O'odham of the Pimeria Alta, or Upper Pima area north of the international border, were Tohono O'odham and Hiached. They were characterized by a number of subsistence practices, but are distinctive in their mobile existence. They moved between well and field villages or between multiple encampments on a seasonal round, as shown in the left side of this image. Sabaipri descendants still live today at Wak, in the area around the church known as San Javier del Bac, and in communities along the Gila River, as well as in city and rural neighborhoods off the reservations. Many take an active role in understanding this aspect of their past, and many recognize their Sabaipri heritage.
My dad's Sabaipri, yeah.
I'm Sabaipri Autumn and Wak Autumn.
My great-grandfather was Toribio Aragon, and I am Sabaipri Autumn.
I think everybody here at that has ties to Wak, I think our great-great-great-grandparents, they lived here, and we just grew up here. So I think we were, somehow everybody was, Sabaipri. Ani anyat hawumich mhukam mashabaaga sababagam autumn, which means I'm with those people that they called Sabaipri.